Bear Mode, a podcast review of The Bear, is a Boink Studios production. And now, on with the show.
Welcome back to the show, kids. Bear Mode, a podcast review of The Bear. We are diving into episode 7 today. I said it, episode 7. We're almost done. Can you believe that? You cannot. Neither can we. It's been a great ride so far, and we've all had a nap and or booze after watching this episode. Not me, I'm straight edge, but brother, if I was a drinking man, I'd be 3 sheets to the wind right about now, because this is a tough one. And we were all expecting Jay to show up chain smoking and trembling, but alas, he did not.
I like to think he's wearing a hat because he's pulled all his hair out.
Or it's already turned white. Do you know what I mean?
It's already going white. It's more just out from all the sweat.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm telling you, kid, this nail biting, this one. So, guys, as we jump in here today, and everybody, we want to thank you folks, of course, as we always do, for watching, for sharing, for following us on the socials and the website and the YouTube and all that fun stuff. We appreciate you very much. Guys, as we dive into this one, coming out of episode 6, Jay, let's kick it off with you. First off, how you feeling? Second, what do you think about coming into episode 7 today?
I'm feeling like a lot of PTSD from working in that industry has just come back all in one go. So that was fun. Thankfully, I've not been on the kitchen side of it, but I've been on the bar side and like kind of like Richie's side of it, where you're like actually serving the food, and it's like, can you help us with this? And you're just in there, and like everyone's looking at you like they hate you, and like, why are you even here? And yeah, it was extremely stressful. Weirdly pivoted my opinion on a lot of characters. I'm now a Richie guy.
After this episode. Told you they'd get you.
That's what won me over.
One of us.
Just takes a mild stabbing. Yeah.
It just takes him getting stabbed and getting Ibra to tell him about Black Hawk Down. That's all it takes. But yeah, I think this was the first real test that the beef had while Carmy was there, and I think a lot of kind of home truths are going to come out as a result of this.
It was the first test, you're right, and they all failed. Every last one of them did poorly. Joe, what do you think about this one coming into today?
I'd completely forgotten this episode.
Same.
I knew there was something about the to-go orders thing that Sid messes up, but also this is incredibly beautifully shot.
Yeah.
It's like one continuous shot. I don't know whether there is like, cleverly hidden edits in there or whatever, but that just adds to like the impending sense of chaos.
Yeah.
That just ramps up and ramps up and ramps up until you just, I'd be with Sydney. I'd just like, you know what? I don't need this. But and again, this is where everything that we've been building to up to this point, this is where you see the character's true colors come out, really.
Yeah, tasty. Good.
The phrase, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen, kind of like something with this one.
Yeah, by the way, what we see in the end with Sydney, I'm with her. I'm gone. I'm out. That's it. I can't. Like, sorry for screwing up, but good God, no one's talking to me like that. It's not happening. So, Tasty, we set you up for the last one to go around the horn here. Thoughts about coming into 7 here today?
So yeah, I mean this is a heavy episode, isn't it? We've had a few nice ones. We have to get back into the absolute screaming nonsense. This episode's less than 20 minutes long. It's 19 minutes something.
Yeah,
really.
And that includes about a good 4 or 5 minutes of an intro.
It's 20 minutes with the credits.
Yeah,
it did not feel like that.
I think it kind of has to be, because it's like it's so oppressive and so uncomfortable in a good way, because it really, like, literally today we had a hellacious lunch rush that came in late. Like, it got to like 1 o'clock and we thought we were out. We thought like we'd done it, and then it hit the second wave, hit at 1:30. We weren't quite we were like the kitchen was, luckily everything was ready, we were prepped, but like we weren't mentally checked in for it, and oh my God, it was so hard. And like, but so I'm coming very fresh into this. Like this, when the shit hits the fan, there's 2 ways you can go. You either rally round and you sort of try and pick everybody up with you, and you try and like sort of lift everyone, and you try and like you put it on your back, and you kind of take everyone forward. Or as we see in this episode, everything just goes to utter shit, and it's like war, and every man's in the foxhole for themselves, and we're screaming it, and like people are like in the midst of this, like people are delighting in other people's misfortune and like trying to find blame, and like blame doesn't get the fucking orders done.
No.
So we
can yell at each other after we've fed everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, when you're having a beer afterwards, when you've closed the shift, when you've gone to the bar, that's when you start taking the piss out of people.
Yes.
I think that this is the one that kind of like separates the men from the boys in the kitchen. Though you can see who's handling it okay. Like Tina, for example, she checks on Sydney to see if she's all right, but then she just cracks on again.
Yeah.
You see that,
even though she's she's like in the shit of it, she doesn't complain. Like
sweeps as well.
She's getting asked to do things and she just does it. Yeah, sweeps. And
then
there are other characters we'll get into.
Just cracking on.
There's other characters we'll get into in a bit who really show their arse in this episode, and like it's like
yeah, it's
donuts, man.
I literally said to Tom before we start recording, I think this is a rare episode where I think everybody sucks in this episode a little bit.
It gave me a whole new light of Sydney. There's a certain line she says, and I was like, okay, that's too far. Right?
Oh yeah.
All you want.
Sydney was a piece of shit in this episode. Like
everyone's a piece of shit in this episode.
But I think that shows like so. It comes from the actual, because I don't think anyone goes into this job intending to be a piece of shit to someone. I think it stems from the sort of environment.
It's that building.
And again, the bear is Silent Hill. It's like it's this insidious evil building that like sucks the joy out of everybody's life, and it's making people like crack and like do and say horrible things. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's part of the chaos was there before we got there. And part of it is being created by him, whether he means to or not. But he sure is not handling any of it well in this episode. It sounds like talking about a father talking about a son or something. I'm the most disappointed in the character of Carmy so far to this point than I have been in the previous 6 episodes. Very disappointed in him and the way he handled all of this.
He's not a leader. He's a terror. People don't want to work for him, but he thinks they do because he's got the accolades, and he thinks that'll carry it. He thinks like, oh, people are going to want, like, because that's the false. But Marcus really wants to work for him because he respects him because of what he's done. But like when you put him in the trenches, like, and it's time to it's time to get on the machine gun. He ain't got the sauce. He ain't there.
I was gonna say he was in fight or flight mode, wasn't he? He
was.
He didn't take into account. He said we've got all these orders. He didn't take into account like, oh yeah, well we've got enough prepared already to a degree.
They had nowhere near enough prepared. When they count off.
But like they could have like actually took a moment and gone, okay, we need this, and this. And obviously a lot of orders come through all in one go. But he could have literally just gone, like, took literally a minute or two to think about it and go, okay, cool, this is what we need. Then we'll be prepared. Instead, he's just like, fucking cook everything.
Yeah, which is not how. Just
a minor point. They could have just refunded all the orders.
They could have refunded all the orders.
Yeah.
But I guess if they've had like a really good review, they need to ride that wave of momentum, especially if
that's bad leadership, because you've got to look after your kitchen, you've got to look after your staff, you've got to know what your limit is. You must know what you need to sell to make a profit. You've got that much, because they run through preps, don't they? Before they run through checks at the start, they know everything they've got, and then all of a sudden they haven't got enough, and it's like, well, all right, so why are you even opening the door? You could say then, all right, we're not opening today. It's
take
mine only today. Yeah.
But to turn it on its head,
but you got all the OGs.
Yeah. Well, to turn it on its head as well, the other bit of bad leadership is that Carmy's been too nice previously with Sydney, where he's kind of indulged her with shit like this, because it was her idea to bring in the to-go system, and he's basically like indulged her to the point, instead of like just being hard on her and going, we're not there yet. I think it's a great idea, but we're not there. He's going, yeah, let's do this. And then because they haven't had the chance to kind of like do a test run of it either, which something like that you've got to do a test run.
I mean, that's the sort of thing you say, right, the first time we do it, we'll turn it on for like the last hour of the shift, like a Thursday.
Yeah. You turn it on when you've got stuff they might have like some waste and they need to get rid of it.
Too
Or
good
like-
to go, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Bang it on special for the last hour on to go.
Hang on,
Right,
yeah, exactly. That's what you do.
We've got 20 sandwiches left. We'll do them off price or whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
So
or
just to just pull back the curtain a bit, kids, we are recording and editing like almost in real time. Okay. So I remember, I can't remember, I'm saying that to say this. I can't remember which episode this happened in, but she mentioned to go. Wasn't it to go? She mentioned, he goes, we're in no way ready for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're not ready for it to go. Yeah.
Well,
I
I
can't
don't know
remember
how
which
much
episode
time
it
has
was.
passed between. It was about 2 or 3 episodes ago.
Yeah, it was episode 3, I
yeah.
think.
It
Maybe.
was,
Yeah.
it was either just before or just after the barbecue.
Yeah.
And they weren't. And again, everything was working and going smooth, but this adds a whole new wrinkle into a system.
Well, the
and
thing
Richie's
is-
not on board with the system.
No. But the thing is as well with that is that obviously Sydney's already kind of warned Carmy that like she's gotten way over her head and like way too fast with her previous business venture.
Yeah.
Now, Carmy having that knowledge should turn around to her when she's like, having these really good ideas, which are, they're not bad ideas. Like the most important thing to say out of this, everything she's pitched to them has been a good idea. Obviously, some of it, like sort of like in the execution, like the risotto, that's going to be a nightmare. Richie even says that this episode, like we're not doing risotto, it's too much upkeep.
He's like, "What's the pickup on risotto?" And Carmen's like, "Yeah, we're not doing risotto."
Yeah, and like everything she's suggested to a degree has been a good idea. Like there's elements from that risotto they can add to the sandwich menu or to other aspects of the menu. It doesn't need to be that, but everything she's suggested is a really good idea. But it's all stuff for when they're like 6, maybe even a year down the line. Not like a couple of weeks of being there, dipping a toe in the water, getting the trust of Carmy and going, right, let's roll in all the changes. Because Carmy's trying to bring in little changes at a time.
We said this the other week, Jay, and like you'll understand what I mean when I say this. Like none of Sydney's ideas are battle tested. None of them are like, none of them have like survived the fires of combat. Like it's all like it's all like really good, fancy. Let's elevate
hypothetical.
This. But none of it's going to hold up when this happens. Like, imagine if all of those orders were with risotto, because the risotto was on the menu, and like the review said it was really good. So all of a sudden, you got to make
hack.
You got to make 100 risottos.
Well, this is the thing as well. Like, obviously, as we said, they should have done like a little test run, like a test run for during service of how it actually works. But the other thing it seems that they didn't have was a cutoff. Like, so like a to-go system's meant to run off your stock levels, and that clearly wasn't because
it seems very poorly implemented. This system. I'm not saying that Fax there running about this in this episode doesn't speak, but I'm not saying he had something to do with installing this, but it does have the whiff of Fac on it, doesn't it?
But and I'm going to throw it around on one of my faves here. Like Richie hasn't interacted with this at all, and Richie's the realist. Like he's the kind of guy who spots things, who like is the one who's bringing everyone back down to earth. If he'd have like swallowed his pride and looked at this system for 5 minutes, he could have gone, "Oh, actually, this could do with
this doesn't work.
We should probably tweak this. We should probably make sure this doesn't happen. We should probably make sure this can't be a thing." And it's like,
But also the other issue we have there is that because they're in the weeds, Richie's having to jump on doing chips. He's jumping on chopping up veg. He's just jumping wherever the fuck they need them. So he can't even take a look at it before they turn it on and go, "Oh, we got a big problem." But also Sydney's fucking around with it when like Carmy gets there, and rather than like actually looking at it and seeing that,
it would flag something up, wouldn't it, on the screen? It wouldn't be until you press go that it yamps out 200 tickets. Also, I can hear that machine in my head.
Yeah. Oh no.
Yes.
I hate those fucking things.
Oh my God.
It's like nails on a chalkboard to me now.
Yeah.
We had the one when I was working in a bar. We had one like literally next to the till. So it was like it was literally it would print out drinks orders. People would be putting them on, but then they wouldn't check to see if you could actually like manage the orders. Or like wouldn't look at the bar. They'd just be like shouting check on. It'd be like, someone gonna fucking jump on here and like help out, or am I just I've been Carmy in that situation where I'm just screaming at people going, "Is someone give me a fucking hand or what?" So
it's 5 to 10. You wipe the kitchen down and one comes through for like 3 courses and you're like, who sat people at this time of night?
Yeah.
That's the worst one because I was like, just about to go and have a pint. Now I'm just stand there.
You always check with the kitchen to see where they're at with stuff like that.
Nah. Says you're open till 10. Yeah, but who comes in at 5 to closing? Like,
Douchebags.
Anyway.
That's who comes in at 5 to closing. Don't be douchebags, kids.
No.
All right. Well, guess what? It's a lot more chaotic than what we just led on. So hope you're ready for that. Let's dive into it, folks. Season 1, episode 7 is called Review. We told you last episode something was going to happen, didn't we? The dude with the food at the thing that she gave. We did warn you, right? So the original air date for all of season 1, as we've said many times before, June 23rd, 2022. This one is directed by showrunner and series creator Christopher Storer. The story is by Sophia Levitsky-Weitz, I believe. And again, 8 episodes in season 1. We're one away, kids, from wrapping up season 1 here, as you know. Let's take a look back at episode.
Just to correct you, this was actually written by Joanna Kalo.
Was it really?
Who is the executive producer on the show, and it was her first writing credit.
Yeah, because she has directed before, for sure. Yeah, well, my apologies. This is what happens when you do prep in a rush, kids.
Look at big Sydney coming in and fucking stepping on it.
I know, God. I'm going to take off my apron at the end of this, man.
I'm literally just reading this on Wikipedia. Apparently, it wasn't supposed to be filmed. It wasn't written initially to be filmed in like the long sort of take format, but they basically came up with the idea 2 weeks before they shot it, and they rewrote part of it to sort of fit the format.
Ooh. Well, we've seen a lot of that happen here, as we've said before here, folks, is that, what was it, for the kitchen that they remodeled the kitchen set because they realized they couldn't get the shots they needed and everything. Yeah, you're right. My apologies. Well, you know, yeah, I'm just going to take my apron off. That's it. I'm taking it
Take
off.
your pogs off. Put your outside
I'm changing
shoes
my
on.
shoes. Yeah. So the episode 6 rundown, kids, to catch you up. Mikey's old story about a wild night in a bar set the tone as Carmy and Sugar dug through piles of IRS debt notices while trying to keep the beef afloat. Marcus pushed himself to exhaustion, chasing the perfect donut, while Sydney tested a short rib risotto that impressed Carmy but wasn't ready for service. Yeah. Outside, neighborhood tensions flared as a drive-by shattered the window and Richie clashed with the alleged mobsters outside until Sydney cooled things down with free sandwiches. Amid the chaos, the kitchen soldiered on, balancing creativity, financial strain, and the constant weight of keeping the doors open. That sets the stage for where we are today. And usually in my notes, I go scene by scene by scene. There's no scenes here. There's one scene. It's in the beef, and that's it. And the only thing I wrote for scene 1 is buckle up. That's all I got for you. So this is starting, guys. This is starting to get very reminiscent of the Ted Lasso show because once again, we're beginning the episode in the morning and we're going with these characters through their day. And for some reason that clicked with me as we started this. We hear a voiceover from Lynn Bremer, who was an American disc jockey and radio personality at WXRT in Chicago. He hosted mornings on WXRT from 91 to 2020 and middays from early 20 until taking leave of absence to undergo chemotherapy. Unfortunately, we did lose him in January of 2023. I love how it begins. He goes, "Thank God you found us." Like, I don't know, just he's a radio guy, so he's got to put emphasis on his stuff. But I'm your best friend in the whole world. It's great to be alive. Let's start today with a songwriter, and then he plays Sufjan Stevens. This is Chicago. Not a bad tune. And we're starting to see the cast, the staff of the restaurant coming in. We see Manny on the bus. We see Sydney. We see Carm. During the montage, we get some historical landmarks in Chicago and some old footage and pics. There's everything from Al Capone to Michael Jordan to President Barack Obama. We get to the beef, and Ibrahim, that's what I'm saying, is reading.
I did like all those old diners and stuff, the one with the big hot dogs on top. I love stuff like that, like really camp kitschy sort of.
Yeah. I'll say as well, like one really good bit of editing here was the way it faded in to the radio was just playing in the background in the scene.
Yeah.
Like they literally did it seamlessly. It was like so fucking well done.
It was, yeah. Ibrahim is reading the review, and I've got it all here, but I'm not going to read the whole thing. But basically, it's a review from the guy that, in the last episode, kids, that Sid gave the free food to, the braised short rib and risotto.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I do love like it's 20 minutes till opening, and he's just stood there reading it. And he's like, "Stop reading it," and he just continues anyway.
And he's really going careful with his words. And some words he's overpronouncing, and some he's struggling with, probably because of the language barrier. But it's a really good review, which should be good, but it's not so good. And the end of it is the chef obviously knew what she was doing. As Carmen, everyone's coming in. Yes. Oh my God.
So
it's kind of a double-edged sort of thing, because they're like, the restaurant's run down and shabby, and it's known for its its sloppy sandwiches. But this was elevated, and then that's why Richie's like, guy's a hack. Right?
So
yeah.
So do we think, because the way, looking back at the last episode, the way that all played out, do we think Sydney knew who he was? Because she brings it over to him and she goes, "Hi, my name's Sydney." And she introduces herself as the chef. It's like, it's almost as if she was looking, like, to play devil's advocate here. It's almost as if she like looking for credit. She's someone who has had her own food business. She obviously has her ear to the ground with a lot of stuff like that. Now, that guy, let's face it, he wasn't. He looked like he could have been anyone, which is what most food critics are. But also, he wasn't exactly someone who blended into a crowd. Like if you knew of a local food writer and you saw them in like your place and a relatively quiet time of service, you might think, I'll go over and give them that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was more just, I'd rather someone at it.
Yeah, then throw it out.
It's one of those, I guess we'll never know, isn't it? Because it's only for like a local newspaper, and it's not like Chicago Tribune or whatever. Like it's just you free paper you get through the post.
There's just, like you said, there's just enough ambiguity here to make you think it could go either way. Because Richie's immediate thought on this is
Richie thinks this.
Literally that. You've done this. Like,
what's your end game here?
Yeah.
Yeah, and plus we have established that she needs affirmation. And it's okay to need that, but like she needs it to the point where Carm, I think it was last episode, is like, "Chef, it's not ready. That's it. Stop. Like, please stop." Like, it's
and we find out in this episode it never was going to be because he thought risotto was a bad idea.
It is a bad idea.
Which it is a bad idea because it's too much upkeep.
So as Abraham is reading this, Carm is settling in. Sid is nervous. You can tell she's nervous. Carm tells him to stop reading. They don't have time. They're looking for Tina. She's not there. Abraham continues to read. She's given the throat slash motion behind him. Please stop. And
only when it gets to the stuff about the result, everything up to that point, she was fine with. And then it's like, the bit where it's all about me. That
yes,
which makes me think that maybe she did know. Yeah, I don't.
That's what I mean. It's almost like it's highlighting her as like the sort of like shining, like the bright light in that dingy restaurant.
And you know, this really, guys, for me is the part where being passive aggressive is not going to work. She questioned you 3 times and said, "Are we good?" And he said, "We're good." You lied to her. You're not good. Maybe pull her in a cooler and say, you know what I mean? Like, smooth it out.
He does say at one point, though, "We'll talk after. Like, let's just get through this." Because at the end of the day, like, as far as Carmy's concerned, he doesn't want, the last thing he wants is everyone at each other's throats when they need to open. Because he comes in, he goes, "Right, we're open in 20 minutes. I need everyone on top of everything." The last thing he wants is people at each other's throats. He needs people working and doing what they're meant to do.
Yeah, so but ironically, then Carmy's the first person to go to shit when it all kicked off. So, like, I understand what you're saying. He wants everyone focused. He wants everyone sort of, but at the same time, if he knows how Sydney works, he should have this conversation with her first, because that's going to help her focus.
Yeah.
Like, he knows, you should know how your team work. You should know how to get the best out of them, and you should know how you need to treat everybody to sort of put them in a headspace where they can perform the best for you.
But also in previous episodes, when he has kind of like done that to her, she's then been even less focused. So it maybe he's thinking, it's a balancing act with that. Like, do a tell her and then she's focused, or do a tell her and it's gonna be like eating her up, and she's gonna be thinking about it too much, and then trying to overcompensate because she's done that as well in the past. So I think with that, it is a balancing act of like, well, which Sydney am I gonna get here?
Yeah, he tells her it's okay. He's got his head down. It's okay, even though the sandwiches are totally different. Guy's a fucking hack anyway. And I'm like, you got a good review, and your sous chef did wonderful, but he's a fucking hack. And like, if I'm her, I'm thinking, well, you're kind of a prick for saying that, but
I mean,
hey, you know,
true. But the other side of that as well is that they got a good review for an item that wasn't on the menu, that's not going to be on the menu.
Yeah.
And now that's almost like people are going to come to try that. And then when they get there and go, can I have that? No, it's not on the menu. Oh, well, that guy just wrote about it in the newspaper. Why can't I have it? It's like what I was saying.
You're making a rod for your own back. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like what I was saying in the last episode where I used to work in a place and the owner used to test the fucking new menu in the restaurant in front of everyone.
Yeah.
And then you got people coming up to the bar trying to order what he was having. It's like, well, that's not on the menu. I can't sell you that. But why is he eating it? Because he owns the fucking place. It's a counterproductive thing. It's a great review, yeah, of course. But then they can move that into the sandwiches. They can't. They shouldn't be. And also the other thing, to go back to it again, he was eating a fucking sandwich and she put the risotto in and he put the sandwich to one side.
Oh no, he just finished his sandwich. He said, "I've just finished my sandwich."
Yeah,
and then I'll just tan a risotto as well.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I think like, so just to go with what you were saying before, like, did Sydney do this on purpose? I think maybe yes and no. I think maybe her idea, I think we said this last week, her idea might have been, it's like a Trojan horse. Like, I'll put this risotto out, someone will try it, maybe we'll get a bit of word of mouth, and the pressure will come back on. Like, someone might ask for it, and the pressure will come back on Carmy, and he'll have to put it on the menu. Where it might have backfired on it is she's accidentally given it to a food critic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was then waxed very lyrical about it. And
Yes.
he wasn't derogatory about the sandwiches.
No.
But yeah, it was very much describing this risotto as elegant and elevated, I think he said.
It overshadowed like what their whole like sort of bread and butter is.
Yeah. Quite literally. Yeah.
Like quite literally. Like at the end of the day, it's like when with anything with the special, it's a special. You want the special to be good. You don't want it to overshadow everything on your menu because it's meant to be something that's like either a test thing, something to get rid of stock that you need to like get through.
It's always to get rid of stock.
Yeah, or it's testing to see if something can work on the menu.
Yeah. But this, he said when she was going banging on about risotto, he's like, "There's no way of us doing it. It's too labor intensive.
Yeah,
like there's just no way of doing it."
Well, we realize Marcus is behind on cakes as this is happening. That'll come back because he's still working on the donuts.
Right. If I was, I mean, I'm not a violent man. If I was in the kitchen in this episode and Marcus was in my kitchen, I would have punched him.
I would have thrown something at
him.
You
would have fucking killed Marcus in this episode.
Man.
He would have been so angry.
It starts with him piping in stuff into these donuts, which again look lovely.
Yeah.
And Ibrahim's reading this thing. And Carmy says, like, "How are you doing?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'll be with you in a minute." And I'm like, No, you respond to me now.
Yeah,
like,
yes.
Like, yes. So Marcus annoys the hell out of me in this episode because he's just become obsessed with this donut thing.
He is.
And I'm like, do your job. You've been told several times now. So do your job first, and then you can fuck about with donuts as much as you want.
It looked like he was doing it for family, didn't it? Like, it looked like he was doing it for the family meal, like just making the donuts. And because he takes them into the room and then just throws them down and he's upset. But it's like that's something you're doing when you're on top of shit during service, not when you're in prep.
Yeah, and you're not having family 20 minutes before the doors open.
No.
Yeah. Well, Tina finally shows up, everybody, with her son Louis. This actor is Pedro Henrique, who got suspended. She's still calling Carmy Jeff, so Louis calls him Jeff as well. That made me laugh because he doesn't know, and she wants Carm to teach. Yes. She wants Carm to teach him how to work in the kitchen. She's like, today, right now,
all day, today when we're doing this new thing. Throw him in the pot wash.
Red flag. You can schedule this in advance, but you cannot show up with your teenage son to work and be like, "Can he work here today?" Like, fuck that noise.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
You're in the
yeah.
pot wash room with Manny and Angel, mate.
Yeah, get him.
Off you go.
And that's the
Yes.
other thing, though, like where they fuck up. Like Carmy's like, all right, well, he's shadowing Sid, and Sid's giving him like little sort of like odd jobs to do. It's like, no, get him in the fucking pot wash today. Get him.
Yeah.
Get him. If Sid needs help in a station,
Or you're putting the sandwiches in the bag and giving them to the customers.
yeah,
That's
which
your
is
job.
what
they end up doing with him.
yeah, what they end up doing is getting him on the boxes and just like putting takeout sandwiches in there, and like that's a
that is your life today.
yeah.
you will
yeah.
will know.
Yeah.
But
She,
at least like Tina's like apologetic about it. She's not just
Yeah.
like she's not like old Tina where she would have been an absolute arsehole about it. And
This
like
is-
you're gonna have to deal with it. She's like, I'm so sorry, like this has come up.
this is new Tina, everybody. This is new Tina
Mm.
for the moment.
I
Richie
felt
comes in
really sorry for Tina in this episode.
I did too.
Yeah.
She was so nice to everyone.
So Richie comes in. Richie knows him, and he's having a little joke with him. Richie's the kind of guy. He just wants to be. He wants to be friends with every. And this is going to sound weird. He wants to be like respected by every teenage boy in the world, doesn't he? He wants to be like the cool uncle.
But it doesn't feel phony either. It feels like, because he's a dad, it doesn't feel phony to me. Like he genuinely likes to see him. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, it's the thing that your dad's mates do. You're like, it's hey, how you doing? Oh, you put some weight on, that kind of stuff.
think,
like it's just
yeah,
all right, I'm off now. Yeah.
I think as well though, like obviously, like he's mentioned, like Tina and her family have like come round to Mikey's for Christmas dinner, so clearly they are quite close knit. Like it is again. It's like the whole everyone calling each other cousin. It's like that. It's like extended family, even though not by blood.
Yes.
Yeah, we should note here that the background noise, when combined with the music, is really beginning to give off a sense of chaos. Welcome back to the show, everybody, because it's only going to get worse from here. Richie comes in, as you said. I said Hurricane Richie comes in, reading the review and calls him a hacky fuck. Carm's like, that's what I said. He asks about the risotto. Carm tells him Sid accidentally left it at his table. And then he tells Richie, we're not going to do the risotto. And then Richie starts laying into Sid hard. You blowing somebody down at the telegraph? And she's like, yes, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm blowing somebody down at the telegraph. Like,
so this is a really interesting
Great.
shift in this episode because you kind of get it goes from being Sydney and Carmy against Richie to being almost Carmy and Richie against Sydney.
Well,
yes.
It's what's weird is that Carmy's again trying to like get the balance up of it, but he's not like explicitly taking sides with either of them, like directly. So like he's telling Richie, look, I need you to get on board. Like stop being a dickhead. Get on board with this. We need to all be on the same page for this. But then Richie's bringing up like the risotto, and it's like, we'll talk about that later. It's not a good idea, but we'll talk about that later. It's he's not he, again, as you said before, Tom. He's very passive in this episode.
He is,
and he needs to be a lot more assertive.
But I think it, obviously going back from what we've seen earlier in the season, I think a lot of that stems from like his trauma and like the sort of the almost the PTSD he's got of being screamed at in the kitchen, and like so much of the show is about like how trauma is processed and how you deal with it and how you like define how you interact with other people. And like the big problem Carmy and what Carmy's been trying so hard to do in this season is not become that person.
Yeah.
And then in this episode, like the dam breaks and he's in full like head chef screaming at people mode, and it's like I think obviously, and you can, and we'll get to it, but there's a scene at the end of the episode where he sort of like, you see how like wounded he is by his own actions at the end, and he sort of realizes, oh shit, I've been a really bad asshole for the last sort of bit, but it's like he goes on. It's not like autopilot, but like the switch flips, and it's like his survival mode, and it's the only way he knows how to like get through it.
He's in fight or flight. He's screaming at everyone. It's one of those things, isn't it? When you're working in that kind of a space, like that, you know for a fact it's high pressure, it's high tension, it can be high stress. Sometimes you're gonna go in there if you've got like especially if you've got like a small team and you get overloaded, and you're gonna go, look, next hour or two I might be an absolute piece of shit, but you know it's not personal. But then, whereas Carmy hasn't done that, he's just kind of like, because he's been nicey with everyone, he's trying to like sort of like nurture them into that being ready for that kind of thing, and then he's been thrust into it. He's just, and because again the whole time he's being relatively assertive, going, are you doing this, but he's not saying, I need you doing that right now. Like the first time he actually shows anything like that is with Marcus, where he goes about the cakes and he goes, Marcus, if you don't get on top of those cakes, I'm going to fuck up your day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the first time he shows any kind of like, you need to fucking like forget about that. Do what you need to do. Like he's too passive, and that's why he gets like the way he is, because he literally has to flip the switch to the nuclear option of just screaming at everybody because nothing's getting done.
Well, he's been too lax early on, because why are we in this situation 20 minutes before open, and nothing's been checked, and like Marcus is still fanging around with donuts? Like, why is Carmy should have been on his shit an hour ago, saying, Marcus, put the fucking donuts down, sort your cakes out, then get your donuts done afterwards.
That's the thing. When Marcus was putting the cakes in the oven, that's when he's got time to do his donuts. He shouldn't be like, oh yeah, I'll do the cakes in a minute, I'm just doing my donuts. He should be like, no, get your fucking cakes in while you're waiting for the cakes. Clean your station, do your donuts, make sure you've got room to then cut the cakes and then go back to your donuts. It shouldn't be like his main focus. It should be
You're only doing cakes. You're not doing bread anymore. Like, your day's pretty free.
Yeah, really. Sydney is trying to put Louis on the register, but Richie's not having it. They end up going to the side.
This is the Thunderdome, he would say.
Yes, that's such a great line. He's really giving it to Sid, saying she's getting what she wanted, pushing his people out. And he's like, what's your angle?
This back and forth is tremendous. This is like, I'm like, Cindy's right. Everyone says, no, it's a business. We get food, we feed people, we make money, we go and live our lives. And he's like, yeah, but all the OGs that come in, and she's like, they buy one sandwich and split it between three of them and a glass of tap water. That doesn't make money.
She says to who are the OGs, and he's like, secretaries. It's like, you're just naming professions.
Are we just naming professions now?
Yeah, that's all he's doing. Yeah, Carmy comes up and asks what's going on. Richie complains that everyone thinks it will be all her food, and Sid mentions that Richie is going to use the tablet. It's what she says, it's what you and I agreed on. And Carmy goes, yeah. And then Carmy goes, it was your idea. And I thought, you asshole. You didn't need to throw that in. You could have just said, you're right, we agreed on that. It felt like a shot.
Weak leadership.
Weak leadership, but also like he should have, again, he's been trying to like subtly tell her we're not ready for that.
Yeah.
And she's been pushing. He should have, at that point, like, he should have said, no, we'll do it in a couple of weeks. We'll do a test run.
Foot down. Yeah, we're going to do this properly.
We're going to do a test run. And then we're going to, if we can manage it on the test run, as we said, like an hour at the end of like service.
I've just had a thought as well, though. It could be because they owe the IRS money, they owe Uncle Jimmy money. This is a way to make money.
Yeah, it is.
And they've not thought it through. And they've gone, well, we can just do this. It'll be easy.
But if they don't get the system right, which they didn't.
I mean, they're not a lot of very forward thinkers, are they?
They're not going to get like that second or third order, like from people. Like, it's the kind of thing you'd order and you might go, you know what, that was really fucking good, but it took forever to get to me. And
yeah.
Maybe it felt like it wasn't that good. I probably won't get that again anytime soon. And then, like 6 months down the line, you go, I remember that place.
Just to put it into, it sounds very much like this, like, so it's to go, but this is like collection to go. So like, it's not like delivery. Like no one's going to pick it up. Like the people who've ordered it are coming. So if you're late on this, people are waiting around your shop and they're getting pissed.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's true.
And people could have like got it on their lunch break, and then
if I'm in there for an hour, that's my lunch break gone. Yeah.
Yeah. Richie started speaking in Italian. I love that, and Sid calls him out on it.
Everyone goes, "You're not Italian, Richie."
You're Italian. It's not the first time he's been told that either. That he's not Italian.
He's Polish. It's also the use of he uses the word strokes again. You keep getting these strokes in here, and jabronistas as well, which is another good Richie made up word.
Right. I mean, there's a little bit in this, because this is like there's not a lot of like poignant sort of like important scenes in this. It all sort of like blends into one like sort of cocktail of chaos. This little exchange between Richie and Sydney, this is like the one little bit where Richie just sort of like vomits out all of his insecurities. She's like, you're gonna come in with all your millennial ideas, you're gonna get all your gentrified friends to come in, and like all of the people that I know, like my way of doing things is gonna go away. And again, it's shown like throughout this scene. So first of all, he won't hand over the register to Louis. because that's his theater, that's his throne, that's where he preaches, that's his pulpit,
Yeah.
where he holds service. You know what I mean?
Man with the golden dick. Yeah.
Where he like
Yeah,
he's the big swinging dick. Like that's his big moment. And then all of a sudden, it's then he won't like allow he's like Sydney's trying to undermine him. It's sabotage. She's trying to. It's that short rib is a Trojan horse to get her ideas in.
Well, as they're walking away, Sydney asks Carmy once again. This is the second time since the show started. Are we good? I feel like we're not on the same page. He says, "No, yeah, right." Blows her off.
That's when he says, "Though we'll talk about it after."
Yeah, but
like,
which is bullshit because you're either good or you need to talk about
exactly.
it.
You
can't have both of them.
You're 15 minutes out of service. I haven't got time to go and take you to one side at the moment. Because
it's bullshit. But also time and a place. I'll
speak to you after service. Just don't mention it again, and we'll talk after service.
Yeah. Carmy's kind of being. Yeah, right. Carmy's kind of being an asshole here, and
Carmy's locked in to get that place open and running.
But then when you paper over that crack and like something, and then a bomb goes off, that crack just.
Yeah.
Which is what happens.
Yes. Yeah, because they get a shout from Tina in the back.
Oh
Jeff,
my God!
You need to come and see this.
Yeah, the to-go machine is
dispenser is spitting out.
It's possessed.
Orders.
One ticket after another.
Just unplugged it.
Right, Carmy tells her, he gets his just due later.
Oh, I know. We've all
Carmy tells her she left the pre-order option open. So what does this mean, kids?
Boink Studios YouTube is the home of Bear Mode, a podcast review of The Bear, Tom Clark's Main Event, Tom Clark's 6M podcast, and Two Nations Under Ted, a Ted Lasso podcast. Subscribe to the channel for archives that date back to 2014, with new content being uploaded every week. And check out boinkstudios.com for links to every podcast platform, social media, special announcements, and a lot more. Bookmark the site today.
78 slices of chocolate cake, 99 orders of French fries, 54 chickens, 38 salads, and 255 beef sandwiches due up in 8 minutes. Good luck.
We know from they only had 100 beef sandwiches.
Yeah, because they count off. They got like 100 beef, 30 chicken. Richie just goes 69 all day.
Yeah.
It's
Richie.
Well, he's reading it off and he goes, "Richie, fuck you." And he says 69 all day.
Yeah. So they have no way of covering.
That's when
the beef.
That's when he asks Marcus about the cakes. Excuse me.
Yeah, have you done the cakes? And he's like, "No, I've not even cut them yet."
And he's like, "No, they're not. I'm a little behind." And he's like, "Marcus, if you don't get on top of those cakes, I'm gonna fuck up your day."
Yeah.
So you get
seriously, like,
it's a good threat.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Those donuts looked incredible, but also, fuck those donuts.
Turn to ashes in my mouth. But he's like, we need to get everything. Just cook everything we've got, which is not a good system, I imagine.
No. Did you catch when he's barking orders one by one by one? One of them is to Fack, who we barely see, and he just says, "Go do something useful, right? Make yourself useful," and that'll come back in a minute because Fack has one line and it's wonderful, just the one line. And Richie's looking at her, going, "I fucking told you." Yep. Richie's very happy right now. He's very happy.
He is. So he is, but the other thing is, as soon as shit hits the fan, Richie starts actually like rolling his sleeves up.
He does, to his credit.
This is the thing which won me over with Richie, was that as soon as they needed Richie to fucking pull his weight, Richie was there. He was cooking chips. He was like, he was wherever he
no one even asked him to. Like, the first thing Richie does is he starts putting fries in the fryer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like Richie, because Richie's lived this. This is his life. He's lived in the shit for so many years. When Carmen's been off fanning around with micro herbs, Richie's been. This is his bread and butter.
Well,
man, that's great.
That's the thing as well. Like, Sydney immediately goes to Richie, "Do you know how to cook them?" He's like, "Of course I know how to cook them. Like, I'm just getting them on ready. Like, we're gonna need them. Let me just do that. I'm just gonna help where I'm needed."
Because Jay, you'll understand, and everyone in this industry, and in any industry, in any job you'll ever be in, there are thinkers and there are doers.
Yeah.
And Richie's a doer. He will just he's annoying, and he'll tell you an inappropriate joke, and he'll wind your ear off about the ball game last night, but when the shit hits the fan and the ticket machine's going nuts, he will put the fucking food on.
He's a grafter. Yeah.
Carmy's going off on Sydney. We've never seen this character really scream at anybody besides Richie. But we've never seen him talk like this to her. And basically, it's her fault. The dish wasn't effing ready. She's like, well, I don't understand what that has to do. And he cuts her off. He screams at her. That's when he tells him to fire everything they have, all of it, all the beef, all the chickens, make all the sandwiches, everything. Sid talks to Marcus and realizes he's still not ready, as you guys have mentioned. She starts to go off on him, and then Carm stops her, yelling at her to step out of the kitchen. And then he has to curse at her to get her to step out of the kitchen.
So, yeah, because he's got a system in place that he knows what he's doing. And she starts trying to, like, move everything around her. And, like, he's, like, told her what to do. And then she's getting in his way. And then he's like, and she's trying to explain what she's doing. And he's like, no, I've got a system. I know what I'm doing. And then it's Sydney, like, this is the thing I was saying about, like, when he talks to her, either she takes it well or she overthinks it. And this is overthinker, overcompensator Sydney, who's now trying to run this pass on Carmy. He's like, get off my fucking station. I'm the one with the most experience in this situation in this kitchen. I'm going to do this. You go do that.
I'm going to dig us out of the shit that you've put us in.
And even then, like with Marcus with the cakes, like she's covering for Marcus, saying, I'll slice the cakes. And she's making like little mistakes because she immediately goes around the corner, knocks into Richie. Richie says corner and she doesn't.
Richie says corner and she doesn't. And he says you didn't say corner.
Yeah. And she's just a piece of shit to Richie.
But again, this is the whole, genesis of the show is trauma being passed on to people because no one deals with it.
But like she's malicious to Richie. This is the first time
this is where I was like,
see Sydney be malicious to anybody.
I know. Yeah, the thing is, I know.
She brings up his kid, and it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. No, is this not where again, Carmy fucking messes up because he's like, we haven't got any gravy left, and he's like, Richie, can you do that? And he's like, yeah. And then Sid's like, no, I'm doing that. And it's you just both do it. Like it's fine. Well, and that's when she gets like weirdly personal.
Yeah, because Richie jumps on the station with her and starts cutting veg for the gravy.
Yeah, you can't cook veg
for jardinera, which is like a pickled vegetable. How can you make jardinera instantly? I thought it has to be.
You can't. You've got to boil it for a long time to reduce it down.
You're kind of fucked if you're out of that. Like,
why wouldn't you have just pots of it in the back in the fridge?
Well,
like it keeps
in the midst of her going off on him. He has some great lines in this episode. He's like, "You don't need to curse at me like a maniac." Yeah. And he says it like a normal person.
He's doing that passive aggressive thing of going,
yes,
you're being unreasonable,
right? Yeah. It's like it's your bullshit that fucked us today, not mine.
Yeah, like Richie's made up about that, but at the same time, it's like he's just rolling his sleeves up. He's trying his best to help out. And she gets weirdly personal with Richie over it. And it's like, he's like trying to help you get out of the shit here. Like, don't fucking say, like, don't speak to Richie like that. Like,
so one thing. So again, reading off Wikipedia, like so they did this. They did a couple of takes of this whole like episode apparently, and like one of the things they experimented with was moss-bachrach playing his character a bit more reserved, and irate playing his like a bit more unhinged, and I think that reflects like the relative experience, like life experience. So like, because normally Richie's like a bit of a maniac and Sydney's like a lot more chiller, but as soon as like the pressure's on, like Richie can handle this because, like I say, Richie's been here before. Richie's done this. Like this is his life. Sydney's culinary school. She's like she's all theoretical, no practical.
Ooh.
You know.
Well, again, like they from what I understand, isn't her only experience just from having her own dark kitchen.
Yeah. And culinary school America. She's all book learning.
She's not like worked in a busy restaurant. She's worked
for herself,
like meeting orders, and she couldn't handle that.
And that was when everything was pre-ordered, presumably, and like sort of just being taken to a place. Yeah, this is like this is the full chaos of walk-in, like Saturday night takeaway food where anything could happen. And like I say, Richie lives in the eye of the hurricane in this chaos.
This is where Richie thrives. This is
He can walk through this with his dick out, and it's absolutely no problem at all.
Chaos.
Whereas Sydney just can't can't grasp the concept of like she can't live in the uncertainty and the chaos, and it's showing like Richie can like step up here, like we said,
Yeah.
you know, he's your man. He's actually handling this. Like you say, he
Yeah.
just calmly goes and starts chopping some veg, and like Sydney's like, no, I'm doing that, and he's like, well, it's all going to the same place. Like I'm just helping.
It doesn't
And-
matter.
Look how far we've come too, guys. Like Tina is coming to check on her, and Tina's very cool, and she snaps Tina's head off until Tina just feels the need to go, yes, chef, and just leaves her alone. I'm like,
But she
She kind of looks across and goes, like it's
Yeah.
She says to us, Sydney, you're not like that. Like, just calm down. And like,
calm down, take a breath.
This
Sydney's
isn't
like,
you.
maybe I am. Maybe I am.
Yep.
And then she's threatening fucking Richie with a knife.
Are you going to stab me? Maybe I will stab you.
But again,
you're a
that's when
loser.
Carmy like absolutely explodes on it. Where he's like, stop
you're a
causing
loser.
fights.
Everyone here knows you're a loser. Even your daughter knows you're a loser.
Oh,
And I
super.
was like, right, the first two I can take, but don't bring kids into this, man.
No.
And Richie, he's like, that's when he's like, okay, we're doing this then, are we?
Yeah.
That's the bit. He's like, okay, you pushed me too far now. You're going to get full, you know,
And
Lord
like,
Humongous. I'm trying to just do Thunderdome references now.
And the thing is as well though, like if he was being a dickhead, like you could kind of not justify it, but you could kind of like understand why she's being that aggressive. But his heart's in the right place. He's genuinely just trying to help out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah. I like in the midst of this where Carmy's yelling about his Sharpie. He throws it down. He's really losing his mind. Richie comes in and says they need to fire 2 more cakes to go. And Carmy's yelling at him. And Richie, again, very innocently goes, oh, I'm sorry. You're just extra fucking confusing today, man. Like a regular person would talk with no anger in his voice. He's like, hey, I don't know what's going on, guys. I'm like,
Again, but
Richie's
he's
never...
reveling in this because they've introduced this new system and it's all gone to cock. And if they'd just done it Richie's
this
way, which was probably a whiteboard and post-it notes, but yeah.
Yeah.
But this is the thing, isn't it? Like Richie's like so against change that when the change comes in and it doesn't work, he's going to be calm about it because he knows he's going to have that to like hold over them for weeks after this.
Yeah, it's true. And as this is happening, we hear Fack, who's in the kitchen, says, Carmy's very mad. And that's all he says. That's it. It's great. By the way, everybody,
Fack's just walking around, just fiddling with stuff the entire time.
We should mention real quick, the printer's still printing, if anyone's curious.
All the way through this,
still printing.
There's like 100 orders
Like,
or something.
why didn't he just turn off fucking orders?
Just turn them off.
Like,
I don't know, because when I went to when we were in London for the wrestling last time, we went to a takeaway, and the guy didn't turn the machine off because apparently you still have to have it on as part of the legal thing.
All right.
But he was just going, and just kept refusing orders that kept coming. Because it's one guy on his own cooking pizzas and kebabs and stuff. And he was just getting more and more stressed. And it took me like an hour and a half to get a pizza. But I had the most fun watching a man slowly lose his mind in real time. It was brilliant. He kept coming bringing stuff out. Smell that. Does it smell off? I don't know, pal. Like, just... And the people coming in, can I have a kebab? No, we're not doing kebabs. We're not doing chips anymore. It's just pizzas and just cheese pizzas at this point. And he still couldn't do it. And then, it was a great day. Papa's Pizza.
Don't make me hungry.
But yeah, I think you have to have it, but you shut off pre-orders.
Yeah.
Well, are you open them like an hour before?
Like even then though, like with a lot of systems like that, you can still at least like update like a wait time on it and stuff like that.
Or you can like reject orders, or you know.
Or you can reject orders.
You could have been able to reject all them. Yeah.
There would have been contingency plans that could have been put in that app if they'd actually took the time to prepare it and not just plug the fucker in and.
Yeah, we don't know if it's like a Just Eat DoorDashy type thing or whether it's something that they've had custom made, but it's not great.
No.
They all the confrontations are happening. She says that horrible line about his daughter when they're nose to nose and she's holding a knife. It reminded me of the Avengers episode, or excuse me, the first Avengers film, when they're starting to get into an argument and they all turn around and look at Bruce and he's holding the scepter and doesn't realize he's holding it. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, because they're all starting to get, messed up with the Mind Stone. But I'm like, you're kind of upset. Put the knife down This is not good. Like, can you imagine someone being that close to you in the kitchen and you're like, dude, what's this? Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I've had knives dropped at me before, like
Sure.
yeah, but never been threatened with one in the kitchen. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's and again shows the greenness as well that you don't carry on like that.
Yeah,
that's an immediate sackable offense.
Again, like she's like great when everything's running smoothly. She's got ideas above a station where she needs to. She like Carmy, if he was a better leader in this situation, would have kind of like reined her in a little bit at this point and gone, look, the good ideas, we're not there yet. Let's reconvene in like 3 or 4 months' time when we've got a little bit more like experience with this current system under our belt, and then we can talk. And obviously, like now when the shit hits the fan, like her and Marcus are the two that if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. Well, they fucking do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, Tasty, let me ask you this. This is during all this little, I'm going to use the word chaos, we've used it the whole episode, is when Marcus comes up and he's very pleased with himself about the donut. So I was trying to make it out of cake, should have been yeast all along. And Carmy is screaming, why are you fucking with me? He slaps the donut out of his hand. Is he justified? I mean, physically doing stuff isn't, but like he's okay to be upset with Marcus right now, right? Obviously.
Marcus, mate, read the room.
Yeah, I would have flipped the fucking tray.
I probably would have punched him. I'm not going to lie to you.
I've literally had a moment like this on a busy bar where someone was trying to like trial a new cocktail recipe while we were absolutely fucking rammed, and I had drink swords coming out my ass, and I was like, "Are you gonna fucking help me with this?" Or I'm just doing this. Like, what are you fucking doing? And then they're like, "Can you try this?" And I literally just took it and poured it down the sink. Went, "No, because we're fucking busy. Get on the drink orders." So I've actually done that.
If you're backed up on a coffee bar and you've got like 5, 6, 7 orders need doing, and one of your baristas, they're going, "Oh, but look at this little nice little latte art I've just done. I'm practicing this. Look at this. That cup's getting launched across the room."
Yeah. You're telling them, I don't give a fuck about that right now. You're fucking getting your drink orders. You get the fuck
I need 5 cappuccinos, 4 lattes, 3 cups of tea now. You know, like Marcus, mate, what were you expecting him to say?
Every time
what did you think was going to happen?
He had literally said to him 3 times at that point, Marcus, I need you on cakes, forget about the donuts.
But every time they ask Marcus something, he's distracted. He's not listening to what's happening in the thing. And as they've said, communication is the thing. And he's just zoned out entirely. And he's 100% hyper focused on this thing. And that donut would have been up his ass.
They're not even selling the donuts. They're not even on the menu.
No, it's just another thing they're not selling that they're getting hyped about.
Well, it's crazy.
This is even shit you do in your downtime and like in a slow period.
As you're living here now, apparently, which we must have a talk about later.
Yeah, like I said, like you guys said, it's even not even on the freaking menu. But even Richie is like, Carm, like when Richie's trying to calm Carmy down and Richie's not screaming, that's what is happening. It's bizarre world happening right now. Like, and then he backs into the knife because she's walking around like this with it for some reason, and that's
not how you carry a knife.
Nope. No. But he's like, oh, and now I got stabbed. He just says it so matter of factly.
So calm about it.
Yeah,
this has happened to him before.
He doesn't even look at her. He just, I got stabbed. He just walks off.
This has definitely happened to Richie before.
Yes, 100%. I thought that too.
It absolutely has, because he's got a procedure. He basically shouts to Abraham. He's like, come on, it's happened again.
When he's been slinging coke in that back alley, you know someone's come at him with a knife.
Shivved him.
Yeah, 100%.
When he says to Carmy, he says, I got stabbed. Carmy, you can hear Carmy say, probably fucking deserved it. And Richie goes, if maybe. And you can just hear him like agreeing with him. It's so good.
But then Carmy's like he's like, I've got to take a bit to deal with this. And Carmy's like, make it quick.
Yes. Oh my God.
Like it's like just bleed out quickly. All right. But then
Richie's solution is to just walk behind the counter and drop his pants.
Drop his trousers right in front of the queue that's outside.
In fucking plain sight of the window. And then asks Ibra to tell him about civil wars in Africa.
So this is my favorite Richie moment, one of my favorite people of all time. So he's telling him about the civil war in Somalia, and then he's
Great.
like, oh, and it's kind of a metaphor, isn't it? Because he's like, the US tried to come in and they tried to like change everything, and it all went to shit, and that's a metaphor for what's happening in the restaurant.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then Richie's like, oh shit, is this Black Hawk Down?
Yeah. It's like Black Hawk Down, fucking Piven. Abraham's like, Piven. Yeah, it's great.
But on top of that, then there is like a really, really sad bit where like Marcus walks in with his tray of donuts and just throws them down on the table.
I'm sorry, get to
But-
shit.
but
You know,
also-
I'm angry.
But also, it's like, why aren't you doing those fucking cakes?
You've been asked 4 fucking times
Yeah.
to do your
Yes.
cakes.
Someone else
This
who
point-
is
at this
very
point,
busy.
You're getting written up at this point.
Someone else
Yeah.
who's very, very busy has just stabbed a man. Is still doing your work for you. Like,
Yeah.
But she's not.
well, but she dropped
Yeah.
one of the cakes anyway. Like, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's stop chucking your toys out the pram and get on with your job.
I'm sorry, I can't find any sympathy for Marcus in this episode.
No.
Because
No, I
like-
can't. It is dead sad that he looks like really upset, but it's like at the same time you've
Yeah, but
made your own.
you're being
like-
paid to
well,
be
yeah.
here, to make the cakes, to sell. Like Sydney
Yeah.
literally said, we make food, we sell the food, we
Yeah.
make money. That's how
But-
the business works.
Yeah.
Marcus has not
also-
done any of that.
Yeah, but also the other thing is like when like a couple of episodes ago when he'd already made the fuck up with the cakes,
Mm.
and like
He's not learning.
Carmy's foreshadowed like you learn from it. Like it won't be your last mistake. You're gonna make more mistakes.
Mm.
Case in point, right here.
But this wasn't a mistake. This was just him being
Ignorance.
a dickhead.
Yeah.
The fact he walks past like Thingy in Arrested Development just dejected. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, you've done it to yourself.
Yeah.
I have no. Yeah, I'm with Tayton. I have no sympathy for the boy because
It
What's
is
Carmy
interesting.
what's Carmy gonna say to him? Oh yeah, we're fucked. The cakes aren't ready. Well, that donut's really nice.
because he's not been listening.
Yeah, but
He
that's
doesn't
the
know they're
thing.
in the shit because he's that focused.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But then that's the thing where we get to later where it's like the little full circle moment with that, which is quite nice.
Mm.
It
But-
took me. It took me a second to realize what he was doing. Then, yeah.
You could
Yeah.
sack someone for that. Like that's
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
negligence. That is actual gross negligence. Like
Yeah.
Oh, it's America. You can sack people for no reason at all, can't you? Depending on state to state, anyway. But yeah,
Yeah, it's true. If you're in a right to work state, you don't need a reason to fire anybody. Just do what you want.
Well,
You don't have to tell them what. You can get a lawyer, and look at me getting all legal, but like if you get an attorney and the company wants it to go away, they might give you a little something. But
yeah, the
they're-
bear ain't paying anyone off.
no, you're not getting your job.
you
back,
can have a
you know what I
floor
mean?
donut. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like the bad bounces ass. Like sorry mate, you're gone. Take
Well-
your donuts and get to the fucking unemployment line.
Man, Ben is very anti-Marcus in this episode. Can we just say?
I'm with him because
I'm with him.
I've got no time.
It's
for people
rough.
who don't pull their weight. If you step
Yeah.
over that line and you step
Yeah.
on shift, you pull your weight.
Yeah, it's rough. I get it. Yeah. When he
in
slams
the
down
day,
his
it's a production line.
Yeah. Well, it's well, I won't get into it because it sucks because his character arc has been really nice. He's really getting into this. He's discovering his passion, but then like you guys said, he's kind of oblivious to the world around him. Like, don't do that right now. Do this next week. Do it on your downtime.
Yeah.
Do it at home.
Tom, can I just say, do you know what one of the big issues here is? Throughout the entire first season, when it's come to Marcus, and especially Marcus and Sydney, Carmy has had the fucking kid gloves on and he's babied them.
He has.
And he's indulged them.
Yeah.
And he's not
Yeah.
exposed them to the realities of what this business
Which-
could be.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is why when you get something
So
like
when
this,
you get this massive shock, which you have now, no one can deal
Yeah.
with it because they've
No
not.
one knows.
It's like when you put a goldfish in a new bowl and it just
Yep.
dies 'cause it's not used to the temperature of the water.
Again- again-
You got to acclimatize.
again,
excellent analogy. Big fan.
it's not no one because Tina's just cracking on. The KPs are all cracking on. Facts just I'll just do what the fuck ever.
Yeah, you know
Well,
why,
that's
Jake? 'Cause
fuck about
they've got life
Yeah,
experience.
That's
They've
what I
done
mean.
this
That's what I
before.
mean. They've all done that before. It is literally just Sydney and Marcus who can't hack it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Like-
when Marcus slams down the pan of donuts, he's taking off his apron. We hear Carmy screaming for him. Tina tells him they have to open. She says they need 20 more chickens to fire. He says they need 20 more chickens to fire. She tells him they don't have any more. And Carmy, because he's a good leader, says, find them. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, down
well,
the back of the
So
sofa.
do you know what the correct response there is, Tom? If you're the leader, it's like, okay, I'll look into that for you. I will find these. I will make this
Yeah,
work.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll improvise. We'll do
I mean,
something.
What Carmy fails to do throughout this entire episode is to put any of this on his back.
He's not leading.
They should be getting Pete on the blower to bring some fucking chickens round. He'd be over there in a heartbeat.
He's got a deep freezer.
Good
He's full
point.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got that chest freezer
Bulk it
full.
out. Bulk it out with peppers and and onion. Like,
Yeah.
I like
sandwich today's going to have a bit less chicken in it. Sorry.
we can hear a customer mildly say, "You guys have risotto?" Like you could just barely hear it in the background.
I missed that. Oh,
It's so good. I'm like, no. He's looking for Sid, who's sitting by the lockers. He meaning Carmy. He keeps asking, "Are we good?" And she's just smiling, shaking her head. She's done. She's changing her clothes. She's like, "We are not good." She tells him that she quits. He's like, "Right now? You quit right now?" Like he cannot believe what is happening. She's like, "You are an excellent chef. Chef, you are also a piece of shit. Good luck.
this is on you.
This is on you." Yeah. This is on you.
Which, I mean, it partly is on him, but also
You left the ticket open.
I mean, a large portion of this shitstorm has been caused by Sydney.
The genesis of the shitstorm.
Yeah.
Is her.
Carmy's bad
Everything that's fallen
leadership.
after it is
Carmy's poor leadership is what has got them in this situation. Because
I mean, he made every wrong choice from the moment that everything went wrong with the ticket machine and the orders. He made every wrong choice leading up to this moment. Like his initial action should have been to get on top of the situation. He doesn't even look at he doesn't even like properly look at the orders. He doesn't even like start to like collate them. He just goes mental and just starts cooking everything. And like he destabilizes the entire environment of that kitchen because he doesn't have the confidence to just jump in front of it. And that's what you need when you're on a team and something's gone a bit wrong. You look upwards and you look to the person who you trust, who you admire, who you follow, and you look for strength from leadership. And if they don't show that, and if their reaction is to panic and swear, then guess what? That's going to radiate all the way through the crew, and it's you've had it basically.
You're only as good as your leadership. Honestly, your crew is only going to be as good as the guy leading them. Honestly, that's. When I was living in retail, God help me, I told every crew that I ever ran was, we succeed and fail as a team. If I had a great day, it doesn't mean anything if you didn't. And if you fail, I fail. That's how this works. We're all in this together. That's how this is going to work. Like I have to answer for you and you're not going to fail. I won't let you fail. And if you screw up, cool. I screw up too. Like we'll make it. We'll figure it out, but don't give up. Don't tap out.
I'm here to help you.
Yes.
Like I'm here to make sure everything you're doing is as easy as possible. I'm here to expedite. I'm here to make your life easy. I'm here to be the grease that makes the gears turn. You know what I mean?
And that
Carmy's not the grease.
No. Jeremy Allen White, in case we haven't put this guy over enough, is effing fantastic. Because when he stoops down and tastes that donut, he just it feels like it takes an hour for him to go, "Oh my God." Like that reaction he had, like this is phenomenal. You can, without him saying, he's like, "Fuck, dude, what a great moment that was." Because you're like, Marcus killed it. He did. Like I'm just saying, but still, it's a mess.
So just a little bit of trivia about this shot before we move on, before we get to the end. So to answer your question, Tom, this was all done in one take. There were no cuts. They filmed 5 runs through of the whole thing. And this final one they used, it wasn't necessarily the most perfect one, but it was the one that they were the most happy with overall in terms of like, I'd like to think maybe there was a bit of improvisation in the dialogue and like a bit of back and forth. So one thing you'll notice in this scene, so Carmy's on the right of the screen of the shot with the donut. On the left of the screen, there's next to the counter, there's a pile of jardinera.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was actually a mistake. The camera operator knocked that over.
Oh, that's fun. But it fits.
And so it shouldn't. Yeah, it does because they ran out, didn't they? They run out of jardinera, and that's why it's on the floor. So yeah, that actually fits into the narrative. But yeah, that shouldn't have happened. And it's the one mistake from that take, but because the rest of the take was so good, they used it anyway.
That's wonderful. What a great bit. We hear Richie say there's a line, are we open or not? And that's when Carm takes out frustrations on that printer, which is still printing. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Insane. And that's how we end this one.
But then it just goes, the bear. And I was like, oh, Christ, that was the show.
Yeah, that was it.
I genuinely was like, Oh, right. Is there another? No, that's it. That's credits. Yeah, it was. I didn't realize it was so short.
Yeah.
But again, it's because it's such a high stress pressure one. It does feel a lot longer.
I told Jay in the chat, I think I was the first one to finish. I told Jay, I said, take a Xanax before you watch this one.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, man, like, and by the way, is this the most chaotic outside of episode 1 that we've seen so far this season?
Oh,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it's more so than episode 1. I think.
Yeah.
Because episode 1, you kind of expecting it because like it's the new situation, isn't it? And it's like no one really knows what they're doing. Here, like they've had a bit of a run at it, and this is like this is do you ever watch Gordon Ramsay, like Kitchen Nightmares?
Yeah, this is the soft opening, isn't it?
This is the bit where, like there's always like a theory that he purposefully, because it's like, oh, tonight we're going to cater for the local rugby team, so there's 30 lads coming, and like, well, we can barely serve 4 people because we're that dysfunctional. And it's like, well, and then Ramsay, it's just there for Gordon to like swing his dick around and be like, yeah, you couldn't do this, you couldn't do that.
It's the stress test, isn't it? They do it on Bar Rescue and stuff as well. It is that sort of thing of and it shows how people function in their jobs, like when they should be doing their jobs. I get it. With Ramsay, it doesn't work because, like you said, these people couldn't make a sandwich. Like with this, the system's in place. Like, it should work.
This chef's barely functioning. He can't cook 30 steaks at once. Like,
Yeah. And they always stomp off, and it's one of those as well. I will say I have had someone walk out of service, and they came back the next day, and I was like, "You don't have a job here anymore. You cannot walk out of service. I'm sorry. You can go and stand in the freezer. You can go and have a smoke, and then you come back.
If you need to have a little cry,
walk out of service.
Go into the designated crying room, which is the walk-in fridge.
Yeah. But no.
That's where I had many conversations with employees. We call them cooler talks. I called them that. They probably called them something very vicious. Because, you don't ball people out in front of their coworkers. It's not something you do. It's very unprofessional. So if I had to say something uncomfortable, I'd pull them in the cooler and say, come in here, let's talk. And I'd have to calm them down or get them riled up, whatever that meant. But yeah, you don't do that in front of the help. It's not a good idea. So, well, kids, we
kind of glossed over that last scene as well. So, like you say, it's almost like Carmy, because it's almost like his sort of like sobering moment at the end, isn't it? Where he kind of, Sidney says that to him, and then he burns off he throws that thing. Somebody's got something in his hand. I think it's a Sharpie. Maybe he throws it at the wall, and then he sort of like burns off the rest of like the adrenaline and the anger.
He's pacing back and forward a little bit, like a caged animal. Yeah.
And then he just sort of crouches down. He picks up the donut that he swatted off out of Mark's hand before, and he tries it, and he has a sort of like, it's like, obviously it's the realization, 1, the donut's really good, and 2, he maybe it dwells on like, oh yeah, I was a bit of a dick today. Like,
yeah.
Well, I think as well, like he's probably thinking with regards to like the actual donut, he's probably thinking, well, at least that's something we can put on the menu now. Like at least Mark,
because the donut's on the floor and the chef just quit. So
Well, has Marcus quit?
When he walked off, didn't he?
He took his apron off.
Yeah, but the difference with that and with Sidney was Sidney just straight up quit, whereas Marcus looked like he was more like taking a moment to just kind of like.
Marcus ain't there, man. Marcus is gone.
Yeah, fair.
Well, and I don't know that the character would have been thinking this when he bent down to try that donut, but like technically speaking, in his head could have been, if not for me inspiring him, this guy wouldn't have done this. Like, because Marcus was inspired to go this route and discovered his passion. It's not like he woke up thinking, I want to do desserts. I mean, he woke up mentally because this guy inspired him and encouraged him. And then on the floor is the end result of how you encourage this guy to experiment. Yeah, crushed. Yeah. And like, you guys are not wrong about he should have been on task. You're 100% right. But like, as he tastes this, he's like, damn, I had a hand in this. If not for me helping him get there, this wouldn't be delicious. And man, he crushed it.
It's like in the cold. It's like at the end. It's like in the cold light of day. He's like, okay, yeah, maybe he shouldn't have like been trying to show it off during the middle of service. But at the same time, it was kind of a dick move to just like smash it out of his hand.
It was.
The fact that he wasn't aware that machine was spitting out tickets, and he's thinking, and he's not heard him screaming. and he's just gone, try this donut. Yeah,
Well,
he's lucky he's alive.
But the devil's advocate, and I know I said I'd punch Marcus really hard in the face, but
Yeah.
as someone's like boss, and when you're in that position, you've got to kind of be the bigger person. You've almost got to kind of have like a bottomless supply of grace to be in a job like that, to be in a position like that. You've got to be, because no matter what, if you want to lead like a positive work environment, you've almost got to be like, no matter what shit people serve you, you've got to just like, but no, you've got to be calm and be like, okay, maybe Marcus, maybe I'll try it later. Maybe put it on my desk and like go back and do your cakes, and we'll talk about this after the shift. Or like, just you've got to. There's a way to broach this that isn't ignoring it and isn't slapping a donut out of somebody's hand.
Again,
there's a middle ground somewhere here that
to
we
do
have to
the
find.
fucking cakes. That's the thing, and it's like
Marcus, I will pay you cash money if you make the cakes right now.
My job.
Good Lord.
I will double your wages on the spot if you just give me some cakes.
Well, it's again, this is just one big bundle of chaos. But I think we're all going to go take a nap because this has been
I'm
chaos.
Cry in the shower.
Yeah.
Go cry in the shower. Yeah.
That's my walk-in in my apartment. That's my version of the walk-in. That's where I do all my best crying.
The Alan Partridge controlled underwater crying technique, where you just put your face in the sink. Yeah.
I was just thinking of Ace Ventura when they were mocking the crying game, and he's in the shower naked, screaming. Remember? That's
that's not aged well, has it?
Right? That movie has not aged well, by the way.
No.
Just saying. Well, we'll end on that note. See, it was chaotic. Then we brought it back. We made it fun. We made it uncomfortably fun. So
Uncomfortably fun.
We didn't do too many mad segues this week.
Isn't that a Pink Floyd song?
No. It is uncomfortably fun. Yes.
Yeah.
You nailed it.
I'm sure that must be a Weird Al cover of...
No, it'd be about sandwich meats, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Don't be crapping on Weird Al there, Joe.
I've nothing against. No, I watched the Daniel Radcliffe film. It's surprisingly
It's
fun.
so great. It's so freaking stupid, but it's awesome.
Comfortably bun.
There you go.
Is it? Yeah.
No, that's what I'd call it. So,
So good. Yeah. Well, kids, there's your episode 7. We're one away from finishing all 8 episodes of season 1. Then we give you your rundown at the end, as if you haven't paid enough attention. You better been paying attention. But guys, let's go around the horn and try to wrap this up. Tacey, let's start with you this time. What's your final thoughts on this one?
Just intense. Intense. 19 minutes of just pure anxiety, stress, chaos. Again, we said at the start, you see a lot of who people are in this episode because you put them under some pressure and like you squeeze them a bit and like all the goo starts to come out.
Like a donut.
Like a donut, yeah, like a yeasted donut, because that was the secret.
That's right.
It turns out. And anyway, so join us next week for an episode that's literally twice as long with half the stress.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with doubling the time if it means cutting down my anxiety level. By the way,
so it's like this is not going to hit for you, Tom. I do apologize. It's like Vimto. So like normally you're having like a nice glass of Vimto made properly with the water. This is like just drinking a shot of the cordial without diluting it. This episode.
Oh, that's so upsetting. I hate that analogy. Why would you say that?
But it's right.
I got water. I don't know what they're talking about. I got water. I get it, but I don't get it. By the way, this is not some big stunning revelation in the last few moments, but I forgot to mention this earlier. What do you think? And I'm sure the answer is, of course, Tom, don't be weird. But like, you think this was intentionally played out in real time? Because when they started, didn't they start by saying we have 20 minutes till we open? And then the episode is 19, pushing 20 minutes.
It literally finishes with Tina saying, "Oh, we need to open.
We need to open. There's a queue of people outside who've all seen Richie's ass now as well."
Yeah, it's the old 24.
I've seen Richie getting a stab wound like treated that.
Yeah. Oh well, it's like it's the ramping up. It's the 24 thing. It's the countdown to
24
oblivion of it. But that's why it's done in real time. I think that's why it's all done in one shot. It's because it builds up this sense of dread and chaos and tension throughout the whole thing.
Mm.
I think as well, because obviously they do make such an emphasis on like the passage of time, where obviously it'll be people looking at the clock. All right, we're opening in like an hour. I've got 2 hours to prep this. When they've got it in that tight like time frame where it's like we're opening in 20 minutes. We've got to get ready. What needs doing? Oh God, everything's on fire.
And it shows
fine.
how quickly things can just go to utter
Yeah.
shit as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, when especially when you're working in like that kind of atmosphere, like, and 20 minutes can feel like hours.
Yeah.
If
Or,
like
or when you're against it and you've got to prep, it can feel like no time at all. It can feel like 5 minutes.
Yeah. For sure. Joe, final thoughts.
The compounding of errors on top of it. Yeah, that's like I just said then. It's the whole fact that it's in real time. It's all one shot. It's the first proper stressful one. Like we said before, the first episode is designed to show you the chaos of it, but this is supposed to be the new streamlined, refined version of it, and it is not, is it? It's a house built on sand.
Yeah.
The whole thing,
sure.
one tiny thing, and the whole thing falls apart. Topple like a house of cards.
Hey,
Checkmate.
Can't mess with the system. Richie told us. He warned us.
He did.
They mess with this system.
But yeah, and also it shows us who people really are. And we also get nice Richie, who I think after last week's possibly phoning the police, possibly not, he's resigned himself to the fact that this is happening, but he's going to drag his feet and rub it in whenever anything goes wrong.
Yeah, of course he is.
What do you think, Jay?
Yeah, as Ben and Joe said, like it really shown like who's made for this and who's not. And again, like it exposed Carmy's lack of leadership and where he needs to improve. It's shown, like, obviously the handling of Sydney and Marcus, where they've been very, I wouldn't say pampered, but they've been like pandered to a little bit too much, where a little bit of light encouragement has turned to, oh, let's try and like get in over our heads, and now we're in this absolute shit show of a situation because of it, where he could have we've seen this episodes ago, where he probably should have reined them both in a little bit and gone, that's great that you're doing that, but we need you to focus on this.
Yeah.
A bit more sterner. I'm very intrigued to see where this goes, because obviously I assume that Carmy's gonna try and get them back. But he's gonna have to do it with a lot more kind of like sternness and sort of like setting out like boundaries of where they're gonna be able to like do their own thing and then focus on the actual like their actual jobs. But yeah, like you do kind of see like in this episode a lot of like Tina and Richie both have kind of like turned that corner, haven't they? They're both a lot more on board than they previously were, and just knuckling down and getting on with it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm a Richie guy now. It was the Black Hawk down line. It was just like, that's the funniest thing ever.
Fucking Piven.
Yeah, you know what's great? You two guys know, Jay, you don't know the half of it.
I'm trying to remember how the season ends, and I cannot remember.
I don't know what I'm more anxious about, watching the last episode of this season, or the fact that once I've watched that last episode, I'm going to binge the whole season so I'll remember what happens for the review. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
You should, because there's way more to come. Well, kids, there you go. They crammed a lot into 7 episodes, so did we. But we still got one more to go. Then we're going to run this thing down, and then we're going to move on to season 2. And we're just going to keep going until we're older and grayer. And then we'll do that TED show next year. So we're never going to take a break. But it's all
and
good.
Then we'll do the next season of The Bear.
Yes.
Jesus
keep
Christ.
on trucking. I know, right? Yeah. Anybody regretting this yet?
That overlap's so upsetting that they've done it that way.
I know. They're filming Ted right now. There's
we're probably gonna get Ted in like March, and then we're gonna get the Bear in like fucking June.
Yeah.
When Ted's just finished.
Right? Yeah, no rest for the wicked, everybody. Well, thanks for as always, kids, for watching, for listening, for subscribing, for downloading, for going to the YouTube and doing your due diligence, and not just checking out this show, but other shows there for Boink Studios, for checking out the other shows these gentlemen are involved in. We appreciate it very much. Checking all the notes to the podcast episode. You'll see links to everything you need to know. Again, we ask that you share this wherever you can or wherever you will, and we do very much appreciate it. Thanks for being patient with everything and for hanging in there. We hope you are enjoying the ride because we're having a lot of fun doing it. We're all shaking like a leaf most of the time because of the stress of this thing, but we're doing it for you, so you don't have to do it. You just get to watch it and watch us stress after the fact. So you're welcome, everybody out there. But that's all we got for you this time, kids. We appreciate it very much. Be sure to check out Season 1, Episode 8. I saved that one. Coming next week, and remember to subscribe, follow, and all that good stuff. For Big Tasty, for Joe and Jay, I'm Tom. See you next time, kids.